It is not things themselves that disturb men, but their judgments about these things. Now let that sink in for a minute. It is not the craving, it's not the argument, it's not the notification, the failure, or the fear. It's the story that your mind instantly tells you about it. Now, that single sentence is the key that unlocks real freedom. That is from the Stoic philosopher Epictetus, written nearly 2,000 years ago. Born a slave, he was beaten and crippled by his master, yet rose to become one of the most powerful minds in history. He taught that external events have no power over us. Only our judgments about those events do. The Roman emperors studied him, the early Christians quoted him, and today his ancient wisdom is the beating heart of the very first step of the S.O.B.E.R method. Because in S.O.B.E.R, we don't just read philosophy, we weaponize it. Stoic reflection is step 1. Observe is step 2. And Epictetus just handed you the flashlight you'll need to watch your own mind in real time. I'm Massimo Rigotti, and this is the S.O.B.E.R Method podcast, a new path that's replacing the old 12 steps with a simple, repeatable system you can actually remember and use it for the rest of your life. Now, last week, we stepped into the Stoic foundation and did the hard, beautiful work of looking in the mirror. If you took the 7-day challenge, your S.O.B.E.R journal is now filled with raw answers to those 3 powerful questions. You named the gap between the version of you that you show the world and the version of you that you really are. You identified the mask you're exhausted from wearing, and you admitted what scares you the most about dropping it. Now, that was step 1. Today, we're going to move into step 2, observe. Observe is where the real magic happens, in real time. This is the moment we stop guessing and start witnessing. We take those honest Stoic reflections you wrote last week and watch exactly what happens when life challenges them. We catch the trigger the second it fires. We see the judgment explode in your head. We feel what happens in your body, and we map the entire chain before it controls you again. This is not fluffy journaling. This is a forensic self-observation. And this is how you finally stop reacting and start rewiring the script of your life. Right now, wherever you are, I want you to do this with me. Pause the episode if you need to and go grab your S.O.B.E.R journal and a pen if it's not already in front of you. I want you to open it up to the 3 answers you wrote during last week's Stoic reflection. Here's what we're going to do first. We're going to boil these 3 questions down into one crystal clear core idea. Now, I want you to take a minute and read your 3 responses again. Now ask yourself, what is the single sentence that captures the mask I'm exhausted from wearing? Now, I want you to write that one sentence at the top of a fresh page. I'm going to go ahead and give you an example from my own S.O.B.E.R journal from 2017. Now, hold on a bit. There's a little dust on this 22-157. Some of you may know this is the only journal for me. Okay, here we are. My answers to the 3 questions were, I show the world a successful, confident guy who has it all together. I am exhausted from pretending I'm never lonely and afraid. What scares me most is that if I drop the mask, people will see the broken kid who was abandoned and think I'm weak. Now, if we boil it down to one core idea, it might be, I'm terrified that if people see the real, scared, imperfect me, they will abandon me like my father did. Whatever you boil your 3 questions down to is going to be your North Star for the entire observed step. I want you to keep it visible to refer to as we keep going. The goal of observe is simple but life-changing, to turn that North Star into cold, hard data about how your old programming actually runs your real life. Right now, your mind is running on autopilot, firing judgments and behaviors you don't even see coming. The observe step makes the invisible visible, and it shows you the exact moment the trigger hits, the story your brain tells, what your body does, the emotion that follows, the action you take, and the painful consequence that keeps the whole cycle alive. Why should you invest the next 10 minutes in this? Because once you see the chain clearly, you can never unsee it. that awareness alone weakens the power of the old pattern. This is a step that separates people who try to get sober from the people who actually stay sober for life. This is the data that lets you build something brand new in the behavior and execute steps next week. This is how we replace vague slogans with precise, repeatable science. And the tool that makes all of this possible is behavior chain analysis, BCA. Now, you can download a clean, printable BCA worksheet right now in the show notes. Print it, keep it in your journal, use it every single day. It's simple, it's powerful, and it's exactly what Samantha taught me when she said, write down the exact thought the moment before you reach for a drink. That one practice saved my life. It will change yours too. Now, a behavior chain looks like this. You have a trigger that leads to judgment and an automatic thought. What happens in your head and body, the emotion, the action, and the consequence. Now, we are not fixing anything yet. We are simply documenting your observation, what happens when your Stoic truth gets challenged in real time. And this is the pure data that will set you free. Let's walk through a full BCA together right now. I'll ask each question, give you 30 seconds of silence to write. I'll also share a real example from this old journal so you can see exactly how it works. Use the core sentence you just wrote as your guide. Here we go. Question 1. In the last day or two, what exact situation triggered the core mask you just identified? Be brutally specific. My example, phone notification while I was trying to be present with someone I love. Question 2. The instant that trigger hit, what judgment or automatic thought fired in your head? Write the exact words, no editing. My example is, if I don't answer this right now, they'll think I'm not on top of things. Question 3. What happened in your body the moment that thought hit? Tight chest, racing heart, shoulders up, stomach drop. Write the physical sensations. My example, bit my lip, not in my stomach. Question 4. What emotion flooded in right after the physical sensation? Name it clearly. My example, anxiety mixed with shame. I'm failing again. Question 5. What automatic action did you take? My example, I picked up the phone and started typing instead of staying present. Question 6. What was the immediate consequence? How did you feel afterward? My example, I felt even more disconnected from the person right in front of me, and the anxiety actually got worse. Now, look at the full chain you just wrote. That right there is your first complete behavior chain analysis. That's the observe step in full power. You caught the exact moment your old programming tried to run the show, and you documented it like a scientist. You are no longer at the mercy of your mind. You are now the observer. And the moment you become the observer, you take the power back. Here is your challenge for the next 7 days. Every single day, catch one moment when your core mask gets triggered. Run through the full BCA in your journal or on the downloadable worksheet. Date every entry. Don't spend more than 10 minutes on it. You're not fixing anything this week. You are simply watching. And the more clearly you see the pattern, the weaker it becomes. This is how real lasting change is born. You got this. You're building something extraordinary. And next week, we're going to move into step 3 and 4, behavior, and we're going to roll straight into execute. That's where we take every chain you've observed, map brand new behaviors that truly serve the real you, and then we test them in real life. You're going to feel the shift the moment you start executing. Massimo Rigotti, and this is the Sober Method Podcast. If this hit you today, share the episode with someone who it might help. This is transformative if you invest the time in yourself to make changes. I'll be back here next week with the behavior and execute steps. Please like, follow, subscribe, and check out the show notes for more guidance and tools. Tag me on any social media platform at Sober Method if you do the BCH.